Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of Backlash.
And it's for the WWE Women's Championship.
We're opening up with a bang here. As Ruby Riott making her way down to the ring for this Women's Championship match with the rest of her Riott squad with Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Ruby Riott looking for the opportunity here, hoping to defeat Asuka here tonight and walk out with that WWE Women's Championship. This is part 2 of the Backlash pay-per-view. If you missed part 1, go back and check it out. It was on the channel yesterday. It'll be also at the end of this video here. To click on the link and go back and watch it. You're not going to want to miss any of this pay-per-view action here and the first pay-per-view of Season 4. And here comes the Empress of Tomorrow and the WWE Women's Champion, Asuka. Asuka making her way down to the ring here with that Women's Championship around her waist. That new Women's Championship, I might add. It is a more of a unified version instead of just the SmackDown Live solo version of the title. For those of you that aren't aware, SmackDown Live is our main roster brand. However, Raw is another show that we have, but they are not separate rosters. Just 2 shows for our Universe Mode main roster. And there is our Women's Championship.
Introducing the challenger from Lafayette, Indiana, Ruby Riott.
Ruby Riott, the challenger here. Ruby Riott looks as good as ever to win this match tonight.
Introducing the champion from Osaka, Japan. She is the WWE Women's Champion, Asuka.
Asuka, the WWE Women's Champion. Nobody is ready for Asuka, but will that be proven wrong here tonight when Ruby Riott topple the Empress of Tomorrow? Ruby Riott gets a good look at the championship as the ref holds it up high here. What a match this is going to be to open up part 2 of the Backlash pay-per-view. The bell rings and this one is off. They lock up here. Knee to the face there by Ruby Riott already right off the bat. Sends her into the corner. And now Ruby Riott with a clothesline sends Asuka out to the floor. And this is what we got to worry about here, folks. The Riott Squad on the outside interjecting themselves in this matchup. Asuka's got a lot to be concerned with here, as her title is on the line here tonight. And now a huge roll up there by Asuka to Ruby Riott. Asuka now taunting Ruby Riott, you see right there. Vintage Asuka sends her into the corner right there. Oh, and another shot into the barricade she goes, and Ruby Riott now laying in right hands here on the Empress of Tomorrow. Ruby Riott now back into the ring. Liv Morgan watching her closely because it looked like she might get involved there. But I think she noticed the ref was watching on there. Asuka takes down Ruby Riott now with an Irish whip into the corner. She goes, and a huge move into the corner. Right on the chest. You got to wonder if that knocks the wind out of Ruby Riott here. Huge slam there by Asuka to the challenger. And on the pin for the 1, no, and a kick out before the 1 count. Ruby Riott still got a lot left in the tank here. She catches a kick to the back. Huge shot to the leg. And now a shot to the midsection there. Oh, and a huge knee to the face. Did you see the connection on that knee? And Asuka holding her face right there. Oh, and a headbutt there from Ruby Riott. What a matchup this is to open up part 2 of the Backlash pay-per-view. We got a lot more action left to come here on the pay-per-view. In part 3, we have the Intercontinental Champion Triple Threat matchup. And we also have our main event, Daniel Bryan, the WWE Champion, taking on the artist, Shinsuke Nakamura. And Nakamura's been attacking Bryan the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. You gotta wonder, is the championship in danger here of being switched to Shinsuke Nakamura? You gotta wonder if Daniel Bryan's gonna be able to overcome Shinsuke Nakamura here tonight. Look at this, that leapfrog there. Huge heel kick right there by Ruby Riott, dropping the champion. Never mind the WWE Championship, we might have a new women's champion. Here is Ruby Riott looking for something, but gets caught here. Sent into the corner, and Asuka with a huge move onto the face of Ruby Riott. But Ruby Riott now delivering a knee to the midsection. And that crumples Asuka to the mat right there. Ruby Riott now with a huge Hurricane Rana taking over the champion. Ruby Riott now waiting for Asuka to get up to her feet right here. Huge clothesline takes Asuka out to the floor once again. Ruby Riott taunting to the crowd. The Riott Squad on the outside looking on. And now Asuka comes back into the ring. Ruby Riott looking to catch her. Asuka swats it off. Asuka now looking for a snap suplex. Takes down the challenger into the pin. 1. No, and a kick out before 2. Ruby Riott staying alive here in this one. As Asuka looking to deal more punishment. But Ruby Riott catches her Hurricane Rana out of nowhere. Dropping the champion once again. So far, this matchup has been pretty evenly matched here. Ruby Riott now has her in the corner now with a huge shoulder into the corner. Ruby Riott now looking for these barrage of super kicks. This could be all but over here for Asuka. Another one lands. Ruby Riott looking for the third and delivers it onto the chin. What a phenomenal move now. Ruby Riott in on the pin here for the 1, the 2, the 3, no, and a kick out. A lot at stake here for Ruby Riott. She had an opportunity to go face Asuka at WrestleMania, and she came up short. Ruby Riott then would go to NXT at the end of Season 3 and try to go for that NXT Women's Championship, but Ember Moon was just too much for her. And now Ruby Riott decided it was time to come back up to the main roster once again. But she didn't come alone this time. She came with Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. And a 3 count, no, and a kick out. The champion saves her title. Ruby Riott now going to look to capitalize here. She goes in for another pin. Oh, Ruby Riott's feet are on the ropes here. No, and a kick out before the 2 right there. The ref did not see that. Ruby Riott trying to look for a sneaky pin here, and now Asuka looking for the huge move here, right on the pin, championship on the line, but the ref is distracted by Liv Morgan, and that's the role that the Riott Squad pays here for Ruby Riott, keeping her distracted just long enough that Asuka's not able to get the pin right there. She could have had the match, possibly. Asuka now calling her up. This isn't going to be good for Ruby Riott as Asuka looking to lay in on the kick but misses. Ruby Riott looking to capitalize here with a huge headbutt. Delivered to Asuka. Now Riott looking to capitalize here once again. Sends Asuka to the ropes. Asuka rebounds with a huge reversal right there. Arm drag here from Ruby Riott. Riott now sends her into the corner. And Ruby Riott now going to look for that shoulder block. And are we going to see another set of super kicks? We are. 1, 2. And here comes the third one. 3 onto the chin of Asuka. This could be the beginning of the end here for Asuka. Ruby Riott now in on the pin once again. 2, 3, no, and a kick out. Asuka saving her title here. Ruby Riott now picks up Asuka. Oh, and a huge enziguri right there. This one Could be over for Asuka. In on another pin. 1, 2. No, and a kick out just before 3. Asuka staying alive here. Ruby Riott now picks her up. Looking for something. Catches a heel kick there. Now Asuka fired up with a kick. Asuka now delivers a double arms right here. Takes her down. Huge kick right there on the chin. Looks like Asuka might be getting some payback there. Oh, and a shot there to the midsection. Asuka now looking to deliver the huge move right there. In on the pin right here, but the distraction from the Riott Squad once again saves Ruby Riott possibly a second time. Kick to the head there delivered though. Asuka though quick to turn around, misses. Ruby Riott now looking for another shot here. Riott now with a headbutt. Rolling out of the ring now is Asuka. Ruby Riott follows her out. Huge forearm shot there by Ruby Riott. Riott now sends her back into the ring. Riott now heading up top. Ruby Riott looking for the senton from the top, and this could be all over. Hooking the leg. 1, 2. No, and a kick out just before 3 there. Saving the matchup once again is Asuka. And Ruby Riott, I think, is starstruck right here. Doesn't know what to think. She's done all sorts of damage to Asuka. Now Ruby Riott delivers a kick. The Riott kick onto the chin. This could do it. In on the pin. Championship on the line. 1, 2, 3. No, and Asuka kicks out. The frustration showing on Ruby Riott here. What a phenomenal women's championship match as Asuka now being called up to her feet by Ruby Riott on the second rope. Riott delivers the Meteora. What a championship match, and Riott looks to be frustrated here. Ruby Riott gonna try to capitalize here on Asuka, but you gotta wonder if Ruby Riott is kind of wondering what else she's got to do to hit Asuka here. Hit Asuka with to pick up the victory. She's thrown everything and the kitchen sink at Asuka here, and it's still not enough as Riott from the top with a huge Hurricane Rana. From up top, Riott now going to go in for the pin. This could do it. 1, 2, 3. No, and a kick out again from Asuka. The frustration is real here with Ruby Riott. Riott now sends her back into the corner. Ruby Riott now looking for something here. Riott pulling out all the stops. Look at this. Lands with a huge snap suplex. What an unorthodox but an effective maneuver there by Ruby Riott. Asuka now turning this one back into her favor. Asuka sends her into the corner. Asuka with a huge move. The hip attack in the corner to Ruby Riott. Now Asuka gonna look to nail this move once again. And she does. Ruby Riott is down and out, and the ref's gonna go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. No, and a kick out by Ruby Riott this time, and Asuka can't believe it. We thought that was all but over right there, and it still might be as Asuka's tuning up for the Asuka lock. Can she make Ruby Riott tap? She's got her locked in right here. Is she going to tap out to the Asuka lock? She is dangerously close. Dangerously close. And no, Ruby Riott battles out of the Asuka lock and an elbow to the face of Asuka. Asuka now looking to capitalize here. Forearm shot there by Ruby Riott. Clothesline to the outside she goes. Riott now from the top rope calls Asuka up to her feet. This is not going to be good. The dive to the outside and the elbow lands on the forehead, and you see Asuka just crumple to the floor. And wait, Ruby Riott back up top. What is she looking for here? Senton from the top to the floor on the outside. What damage could that have done to the ribs of Asuka? Ruby Riott now back in the ring. Gonna look for this Riott kick. As she does, it could be all over. Riott kick delivered. In on the pin on Asuka. For the 1, the 2, the 3, no, and another kick out. Ruby Riott cannot believe it. Asuka just will not quit. What a phenomenal matchup this is. Asuka now delivers a beautiful drop kick. Women's action here, stealing the show here at Backlash. An arm drag here by Ruby Riott. And a huge kick to the face. And I think both of these women are now frustrated to the point upon which this is just turning into an all-out fight right here. As Ruby with a huge right hand takes her off the apron and down to the floor. And Ruby Riott, you can kind of see the glaze in her eyes changing here as Ruby Riott takes Asuka up on the ramp, and the Riott Squad looking on here. Hurricane Rana to Asuka on the ramp on the outside. And now Ruby Riott sends her into the barricade with a huge thud. And into the other side with another huge thud. We're at a count of 5. This one better get back in the ring. Ruby Riott can't win the championship by this outside. It's a count of 7, and Ruby Riott just beating down on Asuka. I gotta wonder if Ruby Riott even cares. She's just beating on Asuka here on the outside. This has just turned into an all-out fight, and we're at a count of 9. And the 10 count. This one turns into a draw outside. These two battling it out here tonight. Asuka and Ruby Riott. This rivalry continues as we get a draw here at Backlash. While up next here, the World Heavyweight Championship rematch as Cedric Alexander takes on the new champion, Randy Orton. That matchup is next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, Cedric Alexander called out Randy Orton on the last episode of Raw and asked for this rematch here tonight. Randy Orton said that he actually saw a lot in Cedric Alexander, was quite impressed. But Randy Orton said, also, don't be fooled, because he's going into Backlash and he's going to win and prove that he is the best. Cedric Alexander looking for competition here tonight. Looks to go head-to-head with the Viper, Randy Orton. So we await the arrival of the champion. Here comes the Viper, the World Heavyweight Champion, Randy Orton. As you see that brand new World Heavyweight Championship being brought down to the ring here. 2 tournament brackets. And the finalists were Randy Orton and Cedric Alexander. And Cedric Alexander did come very close at the episode of Raw, the first episode of Raw, to claim that title. And Randy Orton giving him a rematch here tonight at Backlash. What a match this should be. As the Apex Predator makes his way down to the ring. Randy Orton, no stranger to championship runs. You gotta wonder the length of this championship run for Randy Orton. Is he gonna lose here tonight to Cedric Alexander? Or is Randy Orton once again gonna prove to be too much for the young athlete? This is part 2. If you've missed any of part 1, go back and check it out. We just had a phenomenal women's match. And tomorrow, we have part 3 of Backlash, as Daniel Bryan will take on Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event. Randy Orton prepares for action against the cruiserweight Cedric Alexander. This is the prize here in this matchup, that World Heavyweight Championship.
Introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 200 pounds, Cedric Alexander.
Everything is on the line for Cedric Alexander, as he has a lot to prove here tonight.
Introducing the champion from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion. He is the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton with a lot to prove here tonight, too. Especially to these young guys in the locker room like Cedric Alexander, one of the cruiserweights. As Orton gets a good look at the title and hands it off to the ref here. Cedric Alexander getting a look at the championship as the ref holds it up high. That World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Can Cedric Alexander win the championship tonight? We're about to find out as this matchup gets underway. The bell rings and this one is off. Locking up here. Cedric Alexander in a side headlock here, and Randy Orton takes him over with a hip toss right there. Randy Orton now looking to battle out of this one. Randy Orton up to his feet here with a side headlock on Cedric Alexander now. Cedric now taking Randy Orton to the ropes here. Throws off the Viper. Drop down. Huge drop kick there from Cedric Alexander on the champion. Randy Orton there with a huge clothesline on Cedric Alexander now, though. As Orton with a huge uppercut on Cedric. Wait. What in the... What in the world does Booker T have for stakes in this matchup? He was in the tournament, but... What in the... Oh my... Oh! Booker T with a bookend! Booker T out of nowhere with the bookend onto Randy Orton and rolls out of the ring before the ref sees anything. What in the... I don't understand what's going on here. Both men are down. Cedric Alexander stirring a little bit, but is yet to get back to his feet after the bookend there out of nowhere. Onto Randy Orton from Booker T. And Cedric Alexander now gonna capitalize here. Slams Orton to the mat here. In on the pin. Championship on the line. 2, 3. Oh my God. I don't believe what I've just seen. Out of nowhere, Booker T bookends Randy Orton and costs Orton the championship here tonight. Cedric Alexander is victorious. Join us for part 3 tomorrow.